right, so we here. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday night. A lot of people probably be out to eat on a night like this, or back in the day anyway. Shit too expensive now. Anyway, this is the Awareness Channel. My name is TC, and I here just to chop it up with y'all a little bit and drop a little wisdom. Um, Recently I went through, you know, a journey. I'm still going through. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost out the other end and everything, but I'm still transitioning. You know what I mean? And it's going well. It's going well. I mean, as well as can be expected. You know what I mean? It just goes to show you, though, you never take anything for granted. Now, I'm not saying I took anybody for granted. I didn't take anybody for granted. The thing that may have been taken for granted was me believing that I knew what was going on in the mind of my significant other. You feel me? Because sometimes you can be totally tuned into somebody, but they ain't fucking tuned into you. You dig me? And so I believed I was totally tuned in. You know, I mean, like one time about, I want to say maybe 18 months ago, maybe about close to 2 years now ago. I was told that I was taking our relationship and our marriage for granted, and that they felt unappreciated, and that they were going to move into this space right here where I'm at now. I don't know where that came. So, um, at that time, I didn't really react to it because at that time, I know in my heart and in my mind that I was doing my husband shit. You feel me? And so I didn't react to it. I just kind of, okay, all right. Because, like I think I might have told this story before, but they didn't say, I'm thinking about leaving. They said, I'm going to leave. So I took that at face value. Okay, you're going to leave. But I wasn't going to leave. She didn't say, you know. But all the while in the back of my mind, in the 2 years after leading up to, this divorce, God damn it, it was always somewhere in the back of my mind that the next time she said something like this, she was going to be better prepared. So 2 years later, which is like, last February, whenever it was, that's when she hit me with the divorce paperwork. She had already started the process, though. You feel me? So you never know what's going on in somebody's fucking head. Or at least you can't take for granted what might be going on in somebody's head, what they might be thinking and planning and plotting behind your back. You know? That is why for men, marriage can be a fucking precarious goddamn thing sometimes when somebody can just cut it off anytime they feel like and just walk the hell away with half of your shit. You know? You, I think that sometimes I think this. After, at this stage of my life and all the tries I've given it, I think that sometimes marriage is an unnatural condition for humans, almost. Like one on one for the rest of your life. Some people can do it, but who knows how much bullshit they had to put up with in the process of being with that one individual for decades and decades and decades and nobody else. I I just think that given the fact that the divorce rate is 55%, so 55 out of every 100 marriages ends in divorce. You feel me? And not to mention the separations. That's just the divorce, but the separations and the fake marriages. You know what I mean? Um, I'm sure there's some happy ones. I'm sure there's some people that's really into each other for decades and decades, but shit, it takes a lot of work and a lot of patience to be in a situation like that. Now, ideally, you can build in a marriage, in a motherfucking marriage. If both of y'all on the same page, you can build, and you can build quickly. Cause me and my wife went from 0 to 100 in about 5 years. 4.5 years in, we bought our first house down here. You know what I mean? And then we bought our second house about 5 years later. And this is all with her just doing the basics, man. And she'd have really been trying. We could have gotten a lot further, but we did really well. And I really would like to try that rebuild like that again, because it gives you a feeling of accomplishment. That's what it does. It gives you a motherfucking feeling of accomplishment. And I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? By it, I mean I'm gonna spread out into a bigger property with a little bit of something around me. You know, and I plan on doing that by this time next year. But the point is, when you're with somebody, it's a lot easier, and it's somebody to share that shit with. You know, somebody that's preferably on the same page as you. Not somebody who wants to fucking debate with you and argue with you all the time and disagree just to be disagreeing and listening to respond as opposed to listening to understand and all of that shit. You know? So when you find a person like that, and it's rare if ever you do, if you find a person like that, do all you can to appreciate them because they're rare. Most people is fake, phony, and full of shit. Most people are fake, phony, and full of shit. And it's just how much of that you willing to put up with in a marriage. They fake, phony, and full of shit. Most of them. Most men, most women, most people. You know, you dig me? And it's just how much of that shit you willing to put up with. And you got to take an accurate self-assessment. I mean, you got to really ask yourself, are you really full of shit your own self? And you in denial about your own behaviors? You have to ask yourself that too. You got to be honest with yourself about how you really acting. And are you pushing that person into those behaviors? You feel me? Because that could be the case as well. But if you know that you was holding up your end, as well as any human being can, and there's something going on in that person's head that's telling them that they're not happy, well, ain't nothing you can do about that. Ain't a damn thing you can do about that. All I could tell people is this: don't exist in a space where there's some kind of disingenuous attitude going on. Don't exist in a space where you're not really wanted. If somebody want to go, you got to let them go. If somebody don't want to stay, you can't make them stay. That's been true forever. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's it for now, y'all. Y'all take that little bit of knowledge with you, okay? Because it's what keeps me sane. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will catch y'all on the next one. TC, and I'm out. Peace.